Hey people, it's me again. So, anyways, um, I completely forgot to mention this sort of thing, which was called like the lazy method of manifestation, but that's just different variations of the lazy method as far as that goes. But mainly, it's just for people who just want to do one and done and that's it. They don't really want to like focus too much on that manifestation and all that, and that also works as well as far as that goes because it's the law of least effort for that matter. But it reminds me of something way back around, I think it was fourth grade, and so it was one of those arts and crafts type projects that we were doing, and my teacher, Mrs. Levitt, had I think she got upset with one of the other students because I think one of them was overusing the glue for certain things, but she was like lecturing us about that only a dab will do when it came to certain things. If we're like gluing a certain pieces together, you only need just a small amount of it because a little bit of it goes a long way, you know. And I think that was also the year where not only we had just the regular Elmer's glue bottles, but we also had a jar of paste, and so we had to use like these tongue depressors, as far as that goes, to apply the the paste as far as that goes, and and I don't know if we actually used it again at that one point, but but that's just like the whole meaning of it, that you don't need to use a whole lot of of it in order to manifest a certain thing, because the biggest problem with doing that is it it puts you more in a state of lack rather than the state of wish fulfilled. You know, that's what it is. And it's one of the other things that a lot of manifestation coaches have talked about, which was kind of called like the Chinese finger trap kind of meant um, analogy of it, you know. But in that sense, it's like when you more more or less persist on the wish fulfilled, the less you put yourself in the state of lack, And it's like what I had said earlier about um, that the whole thing of let go and persist work hand in hand in a way, even though they're kind of are appear to be contradictory, but they just work hand in hand in some ways, But I think of it as, when you're driving a car or when you're like riding a bicycle or a motorcycle or something of that sort, like when you're rowing on a canoe or on one of those paddle boats like that you don't necessarily just you know do to one side, and that's kind of like the whole thing there, because if you keep rowing to one side, you're going around in circles rather than just doing it this, like back and forth like that, you know. Or if you're like rowing like that with a rowboat, then And it's one of the reasons why they have like oars that go on both sides of the rowboat. That you have to row with both hands like that in order to go forward. You know. So that is like the thing there. And especially if anybody who had played games like whether it was like on Mario Party 4 or one of those where you have to press the both of the buttons like that way to go back and forth, or like one of those other little games that are like that, and the Mario Party type games where you had to press more than one button in order to move forward or something like that. You know. So that is like the analogy here. So anyways, I guess that's part of it. So talk to you guys later.